Goliath. It is the nature of humankind to fear what they do not understand.
It's about a giant, 7 feet, 1 inch tall, and as athletic as any man who ever walked the earth. You try guarding that on a basketball court sometime.
Jimmy Breslin wrote a famous article that was in the Saturday Evening Post. How many people in any sport has that been said, that the person is going to destroy the game?
There's always some amazing number attached to him. You know, 100 points, 50 points a game, on a team winning 33 straight games. It's almost like you imagine him going home at night and thinking, what next? What would be a good number? And then he'd go out and do it.
He never fouled out of a professional basketball game in his entire career.
On the 55 rebound game, how about that, against Bill Russell?
He played a game against the Detroit Pistons. He blocked 26 shots. It's not possible for any human being to do the kinds of things that he was able to do.
People sneered and say, all right, big guy, you got an advantage. All you do is score. He said, I'll lead the league in assists next year. How's that? Led the league in assists. Wilt could do whatever he wanted to on the basketball court. Strong, palmed a bowling ball, a 16-pound bowling ball. Didn't put his fingers in the sockets and the holes. Palmed it like that and held it out.
In an 80-game season, he played 79 complete games. He missed 8 minutes of one game because he got thrown out. Other than that, he played every moment of every one of those games.
That was inconceivable to us. How the hell do you stay so strong all season? How do you avoid fouling out? How do you take a beating every night with guys pushing you, punching you, grabbing you, and come back the next night fresh as a daisy? How the hell do you do this, Wilt?
Just one game, 48 minutes a game is really enough, you know, but playing a whole season, 48 minutes a game. I mean, when I look back in retrospect, I say, what were they doing to me? Jesus, it must have been some time when I could have gotten arrested.
I know you did a 4.4 and a 40-yard dash.
Yeah,
you were a
right.
sprinter.
Yeah.
I know Jim Brown has wanted to race you.
Jim is the most competitive man that I've ever met. And not only is he is competitive, he's very apt at doing most things better than most people. Jim, though, did find it very hard to believe that someone of my size could outrun him at what he was supposed to be very, very good at doing. And he would forever challenge me in races of 40-yard dashes. You know, we'd go out there and do it. I'd go out there and run Jim, beat him, and people would be watching me come back. It would be dark. He says, well, it was close. It was like a tie. I said, come on, Jim.
Could never admit it, huh?
No, he had a hard time. Even today, he has a hard time admitting it. My thing I liked was to challenge guys who were smaller, guys who were supposed to be quicker, because I think subconsciously I was trying to prove to people it wasn't just my height that was getting me across in these various sports. It was some other intrinsic things that I had, some other properties that I had that made me a good athlete. I mean, I'm a guy bench pressing around 600 pounds when I was at my best.
600 pounds?
600 pounds.
Lenny Wilkins cast off a shot that appeared to be 3 feet above the basket, and Wilt jumped up and caught this ball with one hand. The referee called goaltending, and I hollered at him, "How could you call that goaltending?" And he says, "Guy, what I just saw is not humanly possible."
He went to Bill Easton, the track coach, one time and said, "Coach, I'd like to enter in the high jump." And Bill said, "Well, Wilt," he said, you haven't even practiced." He said, "How could you possibly compete?" And he said, "Well, just give me a chance." Wilt won the Big 7 high jump championship with no practice at all.
Everybody was talking about Chamberlain, this big guy. So I went over to scout the game, and I actually saw this, and I think to this day people don't believe it. But he wasn't at the top of the circle, but he was about 3 steps behind it on a free throw, and he ran to the free throw line, took off, and dunked the ball.
He was so great that no matter what he did, people never accepted him as being enough.
If you win, everybody says, well, look at him, he's that big. If you lose, it's, how can he lose a guy that size?
What the Celtics had going has never been duplicated in professional sports. I mean, Wilt, he never had a chance.
I can't tell you how many times I watched him go up for a dunk, and someone would put their hand within the cylinder trying to block his shot, and Wilt would let up, because he knew he could break the man's arm.
He came to the gym and he would do a tricep extension. Like the big guys, the strongest guys, would do, let's say, 120 pounds, let's say. He would come and he would do 150, 170 pounds. Wilt Chamberlain. That's how strong he was.
They always said he was by far the strongest person who's ever played in the game.
Absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
I remember that he lifted me up like with one arm like nothing. It was like ridiculous.
Wilt Chamberlain's playing with 4 of my freshmen, and it's game point. Magic throws the sky hook. Wilt blocks it. Magic calls game. And Wilt says, "That wasn't goaltending. That was a clean block." And Magic took the ball. He said, "Game over, next." And Wilt says, "All right, look, we're going to play a game till 12. Winner stays, and there'll be no more shots made at this basket." He blocked every shot. 43 years old. He was blocking everything. It was unbelievable.
J. Cameron.
Remember them long nights bagging up with the cheese, don't care, Lord, after us. Pull up shining, no haters, mad as fuck. Design it down, stay fly, that's a must. All the bitches love me cause I bought my son. Every time she held me down, get what she want. Took the risk when they wouldn't, I had the guts. Went to the table, never was a crutch. I stayed down, I did believe me one day I could achieve. I stayed down, I did believe me one day I could achieve. I stayed down, I did believe me one day I could achieve. I stayed down, I did believe me one day I could achieve. I work hard, found a way. So O's had no other way. Couldn't settle, nigga, got me great. Trying duck the law, some miles away. Started from the bottom, had to elevate. Lost counts on the scale like a featherweight. Every flip I game pass like a heavyweight. Like the biggest man, one hell of cake. Will make money, need consistency. Got plugged in, cause I'm consistent. Keep the strap, keep it distance, please. Then came up, yeah, it's been a distance. Know how to run it through effectively. Hating on me don't affect shit. Work my move, found the remedy. Smoke too much, can't remember shit. On the stunt with a bad bitch. It's real Gucci, check the fabric. Few chains, had to ice the neck. Bright wrist, one nice protect. These are cause I'm doubt, can't swipe the deck. Put all night is wish nice to slap. When the paper chase still ain't slap a lick. Get the babies off, I don't babysit. Learn patience like I'm babysitting. Keep the 9 like the babysitter. When I shine, they get agitated. Pull up the coupe, I'm the agitator. agitated. Hurt get me, had me feeling sick. Throw it up, now I'm feeling lit. Stay rolling up, bout the lightest split. Call me fella, know you call me Smith. Remember them long nights bagging up, but the cheese don't kill or after us. Pull up shining, no haters mad as fuck. Designer down, stay fly, that's a must. All the bitches love me cause I bought the sun. Every time she helped me down, get what she want. Took the risk when they wouldn't, I had the guts. Went to the table, never was a crutch. I stayed down, I did believe me one day I could achieve. I stayed down, I did believe me one day I could achieve. I stayed down, I did believe me one day I could achieve. I stayed down, I did believe me one day I could achieve. Spent long nights bagging every bag, tunnel vision, full speed to the cash. Fuck the fake, real niggas last. Act up, my shooter gon' blast. Pockets full, looking healthy. Sold 25, so someone help me. Nobody care about my well-being. So savage, I might as well be. Call it quits, nigga, I refuse. More than 100 times, plug, I reuse. Squares out my circle, bin got removed. Got Louis on for my hit the shoes. Black rose grew from the concrete. Made it through the trenches with it on me. Stomach empty, knew I was gon' eat. But into a plug eventually. Gotta blend in, can't be extra. With my own pack, I want the extras. Speaking from a trap perspective. Now I worry about your perception. Keep work out, no exercise. It's the expectations all day I grind. Took a loss, had to improvise. Only want money, that's emphasized. Gotta make it happen. Fuck everybody else, I can't wait. Come shop with me. Got what you need, I got way. So my life changed up ever since I went to LA. I bust moves, count money, and create. Remember them long nights bagging up, but the cheese don't kill or after us. Pull up shining, no haters mad as fuck. Designer down, stay fly, that's a must. All the bitches love me cause I bought the sun. Every time she helped me down, get what she want. Took the risk when they wouldn't, I had the guts. Went to the table, never was a crutch. I stayed down, I did believe me one day I could achieve. I stayed down, I did believe me one day I could achieve. I stayed down, I did believe me one day I could achieve. I stayed down, I did believe me one day I could achieve. Hey.